Hey, what's up, guys? We are in a brand new series. We spent the last couple weeks, several weeks studying the Beatitudes, and so I hope that was fruitful for you as you study that. But as we're talking about fruits, I want us now to change gears into fruits of the Spirit, right? Our new series is Fruits of the Spirit. This will be in Galatians chapter 5. We need to know that Galatians was written by Paul, and this letter was written to the church at Galatia because they were being led astray by false prophets. You can see that in Galatians chapter 1, verse 6. So Paul is telling them as they're being led astray by false prophets, he says, here's some fruits of the Spirit by which people can know that you belong to Christ. So Galatians chapter 5, verse 22 through 23 says this, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such thing there is no law. So love is the first fruit of the Spirit that we'll see in our series. It's the first description here. But what is love? So many people have tried to determine what love is, to define what love is, to find love in their lives. So why is love important? Well, love is important, first of all, to believers because we know that we can love because Christ first loved us. Now, while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. So we know our love only comes because Christ loved us. And as Christ loves us, that drives us to love others. When we know the love of Christ, it's easier for us to give it away because we know what Christ has given to us, and that leads us to love. And lastly, love reflects who God is. God is a loving God, a God who loves us so much that sent his Son to die for us. That is a loving God. God shows us grace, and that is a way that God shows his love. God shows us mercy. That's the way that God shows his love. God gives us gifts as a great Father does. That is a way that God shows us his love. But why is love first in the description given by Paul to the church at Galatia? Because it is the greatest quality that one can have. But simply put, what is love defined for a believer? What is love defined for a believer? I believe Paul's words in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7. This is exactly what love is for a believer. It's this. Love is patient and love is kind. Love does not envy or does not boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way, and it is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes for all things, endures all things. See, love is so important to who we are as believers. See, if we don't love others, people won't ever see the love of Christ shining in our lives. So I want to challenge you to love others. We can think back to Jesus' words in John chapter 13, verse 35. And he tells the disciples that they will know you are my disciples by your love. So love is key to who we are as believers, and it is the first fruit of the Spirit that we talked about this week. So this week, I want you to show love to somebody, whether you feel like they deserve it or not. Show love because Christ has shown love to us in so many great ways. See you soon.